You know what's interesting? I always start these by now saying, you know what's interesting? Stupid people in the science community, man. People in the scientific science community who are closed minded in the 21st century. It really is just a repeat of ancient times when people claimed to be scientists, yet they were fucking dumb. They were just fucking stupid. You have some really fucking egotistical, conceited pieces of shit living on planet Earth, man, who, one decade they'll tell you with their PhD that beta carotene, dude, got a mega dose, got to take beta carotene, got to take it as a supplement, man, and you got to take a lot of it because it's good for you, and you got to take beta carotene. I remember when that was, and I'm not telling you to do that. This is for informational purposes, infotainment, edutainment, educational, edutainment, infotainment, entertainment, motherfucking purposes only. Don't do what I'm telling you to do, which is what I'm telling you not to do. Wait, let me think about that. Don't do what the fuck I'm talking about in terms of if you think I'm telling you to take a bunch of beta carotene in the megadose, just don't do it. Because I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do. What I'm saying to you is that you see how confusing it gets, man? That was my point. I did that purposefully. Willfully and intentionally, deliberately. So, when I was, was it junior high school? When I was in junior high school, there was this body of information that emerged, surfaced, materialized, and you had these fucking scientists, because they're scientists, they're so smart, they're PhDs, they're fucking medical doctors, they're MDs, and they know so much, they've been in their fields, respective chosen fields for like 25, 30 years, and they're telling you, beta carotene, you gotta take supplements and take lots of beta carotene. Then when it started to cause cancer, and the people who they told that to, they had to backpedal, they had to dial back, they had to change what it was that they had been talking about, because they're really just medieval so-called scientists. They're just fucking quacks, man. They're just humanoids living on a rock with some theories, some philosophies that they have, because that's what they do. They philosophize. And that's why they're called doctors of philosophy, because they have a degree. In other words, they have a proven track record in writing on paper information in a textual format that pretty much seems to be kind of sort of accurate at the time, as viewed by, judged by, gauged, and analyzed, researched by their peers and colleagues. And they're like, well, it's a fact. Everybody on Earth believes that the world's flat. We can keep going back to that over and over, ad nauseum. That's how science works, man. People say, oh, I'm a scientist. Yeah, I'm a researcher, analyst. Yeah, I got a PhD. Yeah. And then fucking 10 years down the road, they change their mind, their story, and they're like, oh, we had it wrong all along. Sorry how many people we hurt in the process. We were telling you to do this and to do that, but as it turns out, that was not good for your life. That's science, right? To them. Yeah, G. I studied science at the university, a lot of different colleges, a lot of different universities, independently and formally in the classroom. And so in my study of science, as someone who has been officially enrolled in a science degree program through the college system of academia, I've been in a science program, and I have applied the craft of science, practiced science, studied, researched, analyzed science. I've been involved in science as a student of science, motherfucker, is what I tell people who say to me, you're crazy. And I'm like, am I really? Yeah, that's what you think, because you don't really fucking know me. So the point is, man, there are a lot of quacks in the world of fucking science. I've actually sat next to PhDs who have told me stories. They've gone on with these anecdotes, these long stories about how maybe in 100 years from now, humans will have created quantum computers. And I've said to them, hey man, quantum computers already exist. And like, oh no, see here now, see, no, see, no, see, no, see here now, no, oh no. No, see, now the thing is that quantum computers, they don't exist yet. And maybe 100 years or 50, not like in the next 25, but like at least 50 to 100 years from now, maybe, just maybe, we might create some rudimentary, like kind of, sort of, like basic quantum computer. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So you're a PhD at a motherfucking university in America. It's amazing how fucking dim-witted and stupid as fuck you are. They have no idea, man. Some of these quacks, they're fucking quacks, man. This world that we live in on this timeline, in a lot of ways, is no different from the TV shows that you see where these medical doctors are learning medicine for the first time. And they're doing the most horrendous things to themselves while practicing what they believe to be medicine. These motherfucking, some of them, it doesn't matter if they're published. Like literally, I've had PhDs in computer science sit right next to me, and in their stupid minds, they have no idea that a Canadian company called D-Wave created the world's first quantum computer that is not rudimentary. It's not basic. It is not simple. It is a quantum fucking functional, goddamn operational motherfucking quantum computer. And that other companies and entities have done essentially the same, and that the U.S. government has classified more advanced versions of this technology. How would these PhDs know? How the fuck could they possibly know? In all of the scholarly journals that they publish, and all of their diatribes of what they believe to be people who are inferior and lesser than they. No, you see, the thing is that, well, no, it's not actually like an actual quantum computer. And I'm like, well, yeah, it actually is. It is absolutely a quantum computer. And they're like, I've never heard of D-Wave. What, when you said a Canadian company? And I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking quack. You're a fucking quack. You're a quack. You're fucking crazy. How are you in academia? How do you have a PhD? You're fucking dumb. How do I know more than you? Like, you're stupid. Like, how are you charging tuition? How do you have a cap and gown? Like, what are you reading in the world of fucking computer computational sciences? You're fucking dumb. Like, a lot of people know that the world's first quantum computer was created a long time ago. There are discussions about how quantum computers are changing the fundamental reality around us. It's not binary, it's quantum qubit, and when you process at the quantum qubit level, it leaves our universe, processes in a different universe by way of the butterfly effect, and then comes back to our universe and then gives some type of information, presents, provides, and indicates, computates some data. Okay? So, motherfucker, check game. People talk about the butterfly effect. Let's talk about the butterfly effect. A lot of people don't even know what the fucking butterfly effect really is or where it comes from. Ray Bradbury, The Sound of Thunder. All right? So, let's say time travel were real, or I'll just go ahead and tell you that it is. So, telling you that time travel is real, going back to where you think about it for a moment, those of you who are unconvinced and who don't know and think it might be possible, maybe, or you don't think it is, you think it's theoretical still, okay? So, back when I was in junior high school, back when I was reading Berenstain Bears and watching Star Trek with an all-gold dip robot named C-3PO, who never in any timeline ever had a fucking silver leg. He was always 100% gold dipped. Back when Forrest Gump said, Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. Back in those days that don't exist on this timeline because apparently I'm from a different alternate parallel fucking universe Earth timeline. Back then and there, back then it was known that at some point quantum computers would come to exist. We had binary at the time, zeros and ones. We had professors who would say, instructors, teachers, who would say, at some point, it has been theorized that quantum computers will come to exist. We knew that they would come to exist. They did come to exist. And despite the fact that they did come to exist, there are teachers, lecturers, individuals, observers, analysts, researchers, investigators, explorers, motherfuckers who do not know and realize that quantum computers have existed now for a long ass period of motherfucking time. What's a long period of time? Time is relevant relative to the observer. So, in that, back when I was in junior high school, I read this short story, A Sound of Thunder. Back then, the story that I read was that these chrononauts, in other words, these people, they went on a safari, if you will, where on that timeline of that book storyline, A Sound of Thunder, time travel had been created. And when time travel went ticky travel, when time travel was created, it became a commercial product where niggas could go back in time on a safari and shoot motherfucking goddamn dinosaurs and shit. Now, as brazy as that sounds, that was the premise, that was the basis of the story that I read back in the day. Maybe it's been changed, maybe it's been altered, maybe it's been deleted from this universe, from other universities. Universe I come from is called The Sound of Thunder. And so you could go on the safari, kill dinosaurs. Problem ultimately was that when you travel back in time in your little chrononaut suit, like your space suit, okay, you got gear on and shit, going back in time, you get on little treadmill, little conveyor belt, and you go through little iris like the TV show, the movie and shit, Stargate, Atlantis. You get on a little belt, iris opens up, and then you go through, and then you're like, in that other time. So there's the dinosaur. Ooh, it's scary. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Better shoot it with my laser. Pew, pew, pew. Right? So you kill the fucking dinosaur because it's a safari and you're all gung-ho and shit, all like macho, like, testosterone, like I'm a macho man and I want to shoot a dinosaur. I want to go back in time and shoot dinosaurs with my laser rifle. Pew, pew, pew. So you shoot the fucking dinosaur, right? Just blow it away. Just blow the fucking dinosaurs like face off. Pew, 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 pew. And you just lay this fucking dinosaur down, right? So you're like, okay, that's cool. Killed the dinosaur. That was a weird trip. Then I go back on the conveyor belt, cross the space-time divide, through the iris, Oh, come back to your time. You're like, whoo, man, that shit was cool as fuck. Right? Well, here's the problem. You just came back to Nazi Germany, America. Some dystopian, fucked up reality that wasn't that reality when you came back. You're being arrested for some shit, high crimes. You're a time traveler, chrononaut now, and you've got advanced technology that's forbidden, impermissible, prohibited, outlawed on that timeline. And you're a fucking alien at that point. And you're like, what's happening? Like, I came back from a safari where I took down a big-ass dinosaur, and now it's like tapestry of like swastikas and like, I don't know, Hitler's the president. Like, this is so fucking creepy. What happened? And you pee yourself and you defecate. You shit yourself. You shit your britches. Because what happened to you in the story, A Brave New World, when you were all gung-ho, egotistical, kind of like the Twilight Zone. A lot like the Twilight Zone, okay? When you killed the dinosaur died, dead, because you killed the dinosaur. And then the dinosaur's carcass decomposed on that earth space ground there. And when the dinosaur's body, the carcass, okay, when it decomposed, in other words, it broke down on a molecular biological level, when it became like maggots and whatnot, and it went back to the earth in terms of like, from like, back to clay, like we're all creations of God and the earth and the universe, back to clay, like, and then, poof, dust. When the motherfucking dinosaur that you killed decomposed, that little patch of ground was a patch of ground that should have bear the fruits, if you will, so to speak, of basically like some primroses and tulips and roses and shit, some lilacs and some dahlias and some dandelions and so on and so forth. Basically some flowers and some fucking flora were supposed to have bloomed. But you killed the fucking goddamn dinosaur. And you prevented that. Have you ever tossed a little pebble into the lake and then there's a little ripple effect? Like, oh, look at the little ripples. I'm going to skip a rock like skip ripple. That's so neat. Let me do it again. Skip. Look how skilled I am at like sending ripples across the lake. Ripples for my skipping of my rock skip. Right? My pebble toss. Right? So you do that with the dinosaur. Your ripples go out. You kill the flowers that were supposed to bloom. And those flowers, that patch of flowers, was supposed to be very attractive and very appealing. And at some point it'd be a whole field, a bigger and bigger field of like flowers that look so pretty and beautiful and gorgeous and neat and so awe-inspiring. A family was supposed to build a fucking log cabin there like Little House on the motherfucking goddamn prairie and shit. Okay? They didn't do that shit because you killed the goddamn fucking dinosaur. So that family didn't come to build a home there. That family's home didn't exist, which from that family's home would have been the beginning of an American aristocracy. A future presidential leader, some leadership group set of data construct that then would have prevented tyranny, fascism, and Nazi Germany, America in 2018. But you killed the motherfucking dinosaur. So that family doesn't exist now because those flowers are dead and there is no house built on the prairie on that lot, on that parcel of motherfucking land. Do you get it, nigga? This is goddamn butterfly effect in real reality, in real world context, motherfucker. Motherfucker? So do you understand the butterfly effect? I know you didn't read the book, nigga. And I know you don't give a shit. And you probably half, quarter, 8th, 16th, 32nd, 18, 36, listening to a nigga Grove. You know how to do some mad calcs there and shit. But you understand what I'm saying, man? Or do you not, nigga? That's the sound of thunder. That's did I say it's the sound of thunder? I said A Brave New World. That would be Aldous Huxley. At any rate, they're both dystopian, fucked up futures. And there's some time wave zero shit going on. Ray Bradbury. So, back to quantum computers. Isn't that what quantum computers do? We created quantum computers. because humans wanted quantum computers, because they wanted information to process so many times faster than it had been. And in order to do that and achieve that level of success, we had to punch holes through this universe into another's. And so when we did, I said into another's. By the way, I want to talk about something. That little stupid accent, little fake accent that I said into another's. In that movie, what was it? I don't know, something stupid Earth. I like Will Smith, respect him highly, esteemed actor Will Smith, his son Jaden, with that whole Karate Kid, the remake, the original Pat Morita and Ralph Macchio, and then Jaden Smith did his. I like them both, okay? I like both iterations of the Karate Kid. Dope movies. Absolutely. Obviously, the first one was the better. Nonetheless, Jaden Smith, he held it down for the re-up, i.e. the remake. That motherfucking other movie that he made where the earth becomes dangerous to humans and like grass, kind of like, I'm talking like blades of grass, similar to Eon Flux. You see, I'm tying it together, the parallels. Eon Flux. The same thing with that movie. I don't even remember the movie because it was, the name of it, because it was fucking stupid. And Jaden, if you're listening to this, you're a nice dude, but please don't ever make a fucking stupid movie like that ever again. That was one of the stupidest fucking movies I've ever seen. On the surface, it was cool. No pun intended. On the surface of Earth, no. On the surface of reality, it was fucking cool. And I wanted to see it. I was like, yo, I saw the commercial and the trailer. When I watched the movie, it was one of the dumbest fucking movies I ever saw. Will Smith, if you're listening to this, I doubt you or your son are, but if you or your people are, please don't ever let your son make a stupid, fucked up, stupid motherfucking piece of shit movie like that ever again. Here's why. You're on a mothership. Okay, the accents were weird, whatever. I mean, it was like, I liked it. One of my buddies was like, yo, that accent shit that he's doing is dumb. I liked it. I'm like, okay, I don't know. It's the future, some parallel Earth timeline. I could deal with that. But I'm going to tell you what was super fucking stupid. As a sci-fi buff and as someone from a background in sci-fi, I said sci-fi, is someone with a background in having been a sci-fi fan forever. That is true. And also someone who comes from a background in science research, science analysis degree program that I was and have been in as a student of academia. Let me tell you this. Let me share this with you. Allow me. You're on a fucking goddamn motherfucking mothership. Okay? You're an advanced race, breakaway civilization, colony of, I don't know, humanoids. I don't know if you're I said human. I don't know if you're a human in this movie that you made. What was it called? After Earth? Is that what the fucking goddamn stupid movie was called? You're in space, traveling off Earth, and you're on some mothership. In other words, some intergalactic like vessel where everything is like top of the line, like Fifth Element type shit, right? And you're fucking flying around in the cosmos. And then you crash land on Earth. And Earth is hostile now. Blades of grass want to poke you in your eye and in your skin. And like, we're blades of grass that used to facilitate and harbor human life with our oxygen output that would help reduce carbon. But now we want to poke you. Poke. We're dangerous. We're blades of grass that want to hurt you. Spike, poke. Grass doesn't like humans anymore. Get the fuck off our planet, human piece of shit. Right? So everything's dangerous on Earth now in this fucking stupid movie. So you somehow end up back on Earth because you're from Earth, I thought, or some planet that was spawned from Earth or breakaway civilization. I don't know. But you're out in space, rolling around galaxies and shit, right? So you crash land on fucking Earth. And then when you're on Earth, I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but like your dad breaks his leg or some shit, right? And then you gotta like go out on the earth, dangerous landscape, like 100 miles and running. What was it? NWA homage to the movie The Warriors, right? 100 miles in running, 100 miles in running, 100 miles in running. Jaden Smith, gotta make it to the spaceship, post up, peeking in, send that shit out into fucking space, and then the race will come down and say, Jaden on Earth, 100 miles in running, whatever, right? So you're in your fucking spacecraft, you crashed on Earth, somebody's hurt and shit, got the little contusion, femur, whatever, tibia, fibia, I don't know, legs broken, some shit's out of socket, right? Okay, so you gotta walk like 100 miles on Earth, or 1,000, or like some meters and kilometers and shit. Well, where's your little craft that flies around the Earth at like, 100 miles a minute? Like, surely, most certainly, if you're from fucking goddamn space and you are marooned on some planet by some unforeseen, as a consequence of some unforeseen scenario, reason, some happenings and shit, wouldn't you have some type of like vehicle like Tron, like a light cycle, right? You're like, I'm on a mothership. If the mothership goes down, I'm so advanced as like an advanced Earth humanoid breakaway civilization species that, man, if we end up crash landed on any goddamn fucking planet in the universe and shit, multiverse, we're gonna have like 100 little light bikes and little, flying scooters and shit, like a Hura Mazda, little, get in a little flying craft and just levitate, just zip, zip, zip around the landscape. It's kind of weird, man, that you didn't have one of them motherfucking junks. I mean, dog, the whole movie had to be stretched out over an hour and 45 piece of shit minutes. You didn't have a little escape, like a little pod thing where you could zoom around the landscape in the event that you're like super high-tech mothership crash landed on some fucked up planet? Of course you didn't. Of course there's no little bike cycle, like floating anti-gravity little, craft and shit where you could just kind of like, zip, zip, zip around the landscape like, all right, I'm going to send up the beacon and then the aliens are going to come down and save me. I mean, dude, that movie was fucking dumb and it doesn't even make any fucking sense. So, back to quantum computers. So we punch these holes in these different universes. We said, because we're not zeros and ones anymore within our little radiometric spectrum of the curvature of our space-time confines of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dimensions, and then whatever else is like black matter, black energy, and all this other shit, right? Nah, we're punching holes through this manifold into another manifold. Tensor dot product. And when we do this with the torsion warp field shits, right? When we're punching the hole through the one, graph through into the others, right? When we do that shits, we're sending waves out into another universe. Reverberations, pebble, skip rock, lake, waves go out, changes. Some entities observe that. They're like, whoa, what's this wave coming from? And they react to that. And when they react and observe, that changes that universe and so on and so forth. It's a domino effect. It's a chain motherfucking goddamn reaction like any other. Okay? So we're altering other universities that in turn are altering this universe that are and is creating the Mandela effects. Okay, and it's a time loop. It's a pattern, right? And I said it's a pattern. It's a fucking chain of events. All right, retro causality, retro causation, and then you have these stupid, ossified dinosaur, rat bastard ass, so-called professors of computer science, quantum mechanics, and all the other fields and disciplines. And their fucking take on it all is that they're clueless and they're oblivious to the fact that we did this shit a long time ago. They have no idea that quantum computers are now the backbone of Google. Google is actually using functional working quantum computers. And if Google is doing that, then imagine what our government is doing at the classified level. Because whatever the public knows in terms of what technologies are known to mainstream society, rest assured, our shadow government, that is our American government and global world government, has classified technology that is not just 10, 20, 30, 40 years, but most certainly over 100 years. And it's not even a stretch of an imagination or one's imagination or the imagination or any imagination to say, to conjecture that we have classified technology that is thousands of years beyond this timeline. Going back to these stupid as fuck professors who think that I'm saying to you, I'm sharing with you, there are dumb motherfuckers who are so out of touch with deeper truth reality, they genuinely believe that quantum computers are still some decades, if not 50 years, a half a century or more away. These fucking morons don't know that we did this already a long time ago. We already fucking did this. So, in the meantime, interim, we just got to play along and just be like, oh, really, Professor, PhD, tell us more about computer science and these hypothetical, theoretical quantum computers that may someday exist, manifest, materialize. Also, tell us about the SETI program. Do you think that one day we might find in a distant galaxy a signal that suggests that perhaps there might be some type of bacteria on some exoplanet that might be a little bit more advanced and more intelligent in some way than we had previously anticipated and thought? We might one day find smart bacteria with SETI program, right? Is it possible? Oh, maybe it's still 1,000 years away, right? Yeah, it probably is.